So what's up there, guys, and welcome back to Dig It Detecting. So as you can see, we are back at Old Don's farm property. So I absolutely love this place. I come here, or I've been coming here for years now, and look, it's always willing to give up more. The more I come here, the more I seem to learn, which is really good. So anyway, we are back here again today. It's not the best of days, as you can see, weather-wise. We've had a lot of rain lately, and the next few days we're expected to have a lot more. So anyway, we've got the wet weather gear with us today, so that's not an issue. We'll just brave the cold, brave the wet, and see what we can dig up, see what we can find. So we are going to be starting off with the metal detector, basically doing a bit of detecting and heading off further into the paddocks. So we might even venture right up to where that little wood duck is sitting there. So go right up into that culvert ditch, because this was quite a large allotment, quite a large farm. So look, you just never know. There could be a penny, a cap gun, or even a belt buckle way down the back paddock there that I've missed. So or never even picked up on. So we're also going to be keeping our eyes out for marbles like we did last time, just spotting them on the ground as we walk along, like some of this glass and other items that we pick up as we go. So yeah, basically we'll get all the gear out and we'll make a start. Well, that one didn't take too long at all. Just before I pick it up, we're only what, 10 meters away from the car. So unbelievable. I sort of can't believe I've even missed this before. So there you go, as I said, the more you visit these sites, the more you work them out. And it's not really the fact that I worked this one out, it's just the fact that I'd missed him. So just a rue penny. However, once we were on him, he rang up quite nice and high. So I think it was just all the way, sometimes it's just the way you hold your tongue, isn't it? Or the way you walk. What I was just thinking too is this dam was never put in here back in the old survey aerial map that I've got. The dam's not existent. I mean, it is a very low point. It would have always been naturally a low point, hence why the dam was put there later to collect the water coming down through the valley there. But basically, you know, if that was a real wet, boggy area, that was also a favourite dumping point for the old settlers. You know, that they would, if it was sort of unusable land, like a wet, swampy, boggy area, that was also a perfect place for them to go dumping their rubbish and bottles, because they couldn't use it, they couldn't build on it, they, you know, grazing cattle, everything like that. It was pretty much unusable, so they would just utilise that land by dumping rubbish in there. So point being, those two poplar trees that are standing up tall there, they're on the other side of the fence line. So what we're going to do, there's a little gate there, we're going to jump through that gate there, and we're going to work around those two poplar trees there and see if we can't hit on any bottles or any coins. So because like I always say, coins get thrown out in the trash, which is what I exactly think happened to that guy there, because in amongst it there was rusty nails, glass, you name it, it was there. So anyway, that's the attack plan. Okay, so I'm slowly moving over to the dam, and we've picked up on another penny, 1944. Beautiful. And once again, I think this is outside in the back of the dumping area, so where they would have been dumping all their glass and rubbish. As you can see, lots of pieces of little glass all around me. There's a little bit there, little green glass there, white glass there. It's just everywhere, and the cows have been roughhousing around in here and bringing it up to the surface. So this big chunk here, we'll pick him up. Yeah, as you can see, it's just everywhere. And it was only the other week that I picked up a marble off the surface just there. So I'm really keeping an eye out for marbles. There's one thing about walking around looking for them, you can easily miss them because you're not taking your time. However, when you're detecting very slow and methodically, you're obviously scanning the ground a lot better and getting a better chance of spotting them. So that's why generally when I first visit some of these house sites, I can walk around them quickly and quickly get an idea of what they look like. However, what I find is when I go back with the detector later and start sort of gridding or walking around slowly, that is when I really notice majority of the stuff. So, and it amazes me that I didn't see it the first time. So you can just see how much rain we've had out here lately. It's absolutely crazy. And as I mentioned before, we've still got another probably Oh, look, the next week is just going to rain flat out. So a lot more to come. You can see here too, there's a lot of old bricks and what have you laying down here. Now these bricks would be from the old house. So what's he say? What's he say on him? Glen Iris, that's pretty cool. A Glen Iris brick. That's even got a date there, down the bottom. 1951. By the looks of that, that's pretty cool. A Glen Iris brick. So can you see what's going on there? I'm getting all that interference. And you know what that's from? I've got my sensitivity down too. It's down at 18, and I've noise cancelled so many times, and noise cancelled pointing at that shed. Now the reason being is because in that shed there's a fence control unit, and then obviously you got the road and the power line, and you can see what it's doing there. Every click of the fence unit is coming through the detector. So, and you know, I could prove it to you. I could walk over there with the detector and you can hear the clicks, like that. The clicks repetitively going off. They're in sync with the fence control unit. So, kind of challenging. So there must have been a few kids here over the years, growing up and what have you, and playing around here, because the amount of cap guns I've found here is unbelievable. I think I've found about a dozen now, and here's another one right here, or part of anyway. So yeah, look, incredible. I know toy cap guns were very, very popular back in the 50s, the Hubleys and the Lone Stars and what have you, but yeah, it's just amazing how many I've found at this site. So, and we've still got bits of it coming out of the hole there, as you can see. So we're just going to keep plucking it out. Hopefully I can get a barrel to go with it. So, but yeah, look, I'm not sure how many kids were actually at this site, but it's an amazing amount of toys, marbles, toy cars, you know, the old Dinkies and Lesney toy cars. So really, really cool. And obviously we're still in the dump. We've still got glass and rusty nails and broken toy cap guns coming out. So very interesting. I reckon if I dug down deeper, I'd probably even hit on another bottle. Okay, so we're just down from where the old toilet was, or what I presume was the old toilet. It's got the old circle drop sort of pit there. So I do believe that's the old toilet block, and it would make sense to be in the right spot. And we've got something here. There's not too many of these targets that exist at this site anymore, so I'm thinking coin. However, I could be wrong. And we're also right beside this little overflow that comes out the dam here. So good spot for them to be, you know, like I said, that dam wasn't there and this overflow probably wasn't there either. However, good spot for them to be dumping right at the back of the toilet there. So let's see what he is. Listen to that detector. It's got a mind of its own today. It's crazy. Anyway, we were rewarded with a beautiful old penny. So look at that, lovely. That's our third one for this morning, and we've only been going an hour. And this is, as I mentioned, a site that I've done so many times. So just nice to be still picking up on the coins. And as I mentioned a second ago, this is probably where they were dumping a lot of their stuff and a lot of their rubbish at the back of the toilet there, what I presume is the toilet. And well, I think we are right. You can see ash and bottles and everything there. So there's a bottle right there. So we might try and dig him out. You know me. Righto. So that hole turned into a nothing. There was no bottle there. What was I thinking? So let's give this coin a clean up and see what date he is. A lovely little river supplied here that we can just wash our coins in. How nice. What do you got? 1929 by looks to me. There you go. Yep, 29. Beautiful, beautiful. Just listening in the distance too. I can hear a heli chopper. Where is he? He's somewhere in those clouds. I cannot see him at all. Oh yes, there he is. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Let me bring you in. What's he doing over there? My hands are all wet. There we are. Oh, there he is. We've got him. We've got a fix. What are you doing? I have no idea. Looks like he's carrying water or something to cart water in. I have no idea why. There's no fires around here today. Okay, so we're back over the other side now. We got in where the poplar trees were, and look, we did not have too much success at all. Pretty much none. Everything we dug, it's so wet over there. Everything we dug, just the holes just filled up with water, making it very, very challenging to find anything in the hole. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep scouring around with the detector. We're going to head up behind the car there, and if not, we are going to make a start digging out that pit full of bottles again. And look, I am time limited today. I've got 2 hours left to dig before I've got to go get the boys. So we'll just see how we go, see what we can't find, and see if we can't get lucky snagging a few bottles. So I think I might have just jinxed myself with the rain, saying, oh, it's been pretty good. It's just starting to spit down now, bugger. Oh well, that's why we got the wet weather gear on. Anyway, we've got ourselves another spoon. What a spoon. What's it got on it? Yeah, and it surprised me once again. This sort of stuff is even still here. It's just such a trashy site that, of course, you just can't get everything the first times around. I'm not going to be able to get a name off that. And look, we are digging a lot of rubbish. We are digging a lot of trash. Let me just show you what it's like. I'm sure a lot of people hunt trashy sites just like this, so it's not going to be new to some. But this is sort of what I'm dealing with. If you've watched the screen there and hear it, everything that you hear is a target. And then you just got to try and pick out the better ones like that. I know he's only a 13, but he may be something good. So look, it's got a lot going on. There's a 15, 16 on the surface. Probably a pull tab, although we might dig him right now on camera. Just give you a bit of a look and see what he is. And as this rain comes down, I might even jump in the car and stop for some lunch. Hopefully it passes. So I'm a big sook, aren't I? It's funny too, every single hole I open up, every single hole, there's bits of glass, bits of ash. And the house was supposed to sit right here. Well, that's where the landowner puts it, right here, and that's where I've managed to be able to put it with the maps, right here. So it's a bit funny that, everywhere you dig around here contains trash. So they might have been just very, very messy, just dumping it everywhere. Or, as mentioned in the past, they do actually use it for, look, there's more. They will use the glass and what have you, breaking it down. They will use it for basically landfill, like packing up driveways and what have you. This is a little white moisturiser container, I think. I think he might be complete, or he's a lid. He's a lid. Look at that. There's the glass lid, and that was our target, the 15 on the back. That's pretty cool. That would have been off an old Vegemite or something, I would say. Not that you'll get the name off the lid there. But yeah, how cool is that? It just goes to show there is stuff everywhere here. We could dig here for days and still not finish up. So I didn't show this one, sorry, but it was a jumpy 25-27, and I'm not sure what he's going to be. You see there, he's right. We got him, we're on him. So he's something high. So I'm thinking a copper or brass item. I do believe it's going to be brass, being that high, or it could be a nice silver. Where is he? Still in there. All right, we need to go deeper. So he's quite a big item then. if he's ringing up that high, that's solid. So let's see what he is. Could be a cap gun, you know, another cap gun. There it is there, whatever it is. I need to widen the hole. Oh, there he goes. He just popped. I felt me get around the back of him. Oh, well, that was no fun. Just a big old hunky chunky bit of lead. I still got the nails going through it. That's pretty cool. So maybe part of the old roof. I used to use a lot of the lead on the roof as capping, and then later was replaced by tin or tiles. But this house would never have seen tiles on the roof. I'm sure of it. One, because I haven't found any, and two, because the house was pulled down well before the tile era sort of started coming in. So interesting piece. Now it's got to fill our hole back in now and take our glass. Anything that we dig out like that, if it comes out of the hole, I'm picking it up because it's the right thing to do, and basically it can all go home, get put in the bin where it belongs. So how's this? We're back over at the hole that we opened up the other week in last week's video, and look, to be honest, I did start opening up a little bit of a hole. If some will remember, we were digging down straight down here, and we were facing this way, and we sort of had our hand underneath, and we were just pulling glass and what have you. So I was sort of just gonna dig straight down and try and land straight on it. I couldn't locate it, so I might have been a little bit far off. So really, ideally, we need to open this pit up again. However, I don't have time. I'm not going to do it today. As you can see, the rain is closing in on us. Right, we're away from the bottles now. We're going to get that out of our mind. We are not hunting bottles today. Right. Now we've got that over with. Let's have a listen to this. Probably can't see the screen there very well. It's a bit covered in rain, a bit wet. So let's give him a dig, see what we got though. The ground is so nice and soft out here. It's lovely to dig in. Makes it very easy. Oh, there he is, there he is. You see him, he's not a coin though, he's a washer, I think. No, he's a cog. A little tiny cog. So there you go. We were duped by a cog, not a coin at all. Okay, so we are nearly about done here at this site. I've decided that we're going to change up for the rest of the day. We've got an hour and a half left to dig, so we're going to head up to the other house site and try our luck up there. What I was going to show you first though was this beautiful old little dairy. Now, I was a dairy farmer. I grew up on a farm. You know, I did my apprenticeship in farming, agriculture and horticulture, and so, you know, I've always been on the farm. And you know, little dairies like this impress me. Once upon a time in this locality, there was thousands of little dairy farms in operation. And look, over time, as time progressed, a lot of the bigger farms basically took over the smaller farms, the ones that couldn't make a go of it anymore or struggled to make a go of it, or even generations of later farmers that didn't want to be farmers and left the farm. Therefore, their farm was sold off, and basically, as I said, bigger, larger farms acquired them. So, and look, this is sort of what happened to this farm. You know, by about the late 50s, there was no one here, and it all got returned to farming land. And as you can see, the house is gone, but this is the original dairy. It's really cool. And this is the front yard. Oh, this is the main yard. This is where the cows would have got walked in. And look, he was probably only milking 20 cows, 30 cows maybe. Not a very big operation at all. But look, as you can see, here is the 2-bale dairy. You got 1 bale here and 1 bale there. The cows would stick their necks through those basically bales there, and they would have a trough of feed. Basically, you can see actually the old pulley set up, and you'd pull it open and pull it shut to let her in and out, so it's walking up and down. But look, these were all manual dairies. They weren't machine. You know, they might have had machines come in later, but this one never did. It was all just basically all hand operation. As you can see up above, there's no air lines, no machine lines, nothing. So the farmer would have had 20 cows in here, or whatever he had, and he basically would have walked 2 girls in at a time, 2 cows in at a time. One would have stood here, and one would have stood here. And he would have had this little laneway up the centre, up in the middle, and he would have had a little stool, probably just like this one, and he would have sat there. This is probably the original stool, you know, and he would have sat there and he would have milked the cow by hand. So it's a bit of an art milking cows by hand. You know, I dare anybody just to go up to a cow and try and milk it. It's not as easy as what it looks. So over the years I've got it down pat. I could pretty much go up and milk a cow, left hand, right hand, whatever, blind. I did it for years and years. So, but it does take that bit of practice. So anyway, that would have been basically where we would have kept the machines and what have you, the pumps, as you can see there, that would have come later. There's that electric fence control unit. Hear it clicking? Every one of those clicks comes through the detector. Very painful. Anyway, and this would have been where the vat and everything else would have been stored, the milk and what have you. So pretty bloody cool. And you can see the door there, which would have been basically where the cream and the tanker would have pulled up in later years when there was milk pickup. Prior to that, the milk had to be carted by the farmer to a collection point. So very cool. And as you can see here, just the old little shed. It's got some old leaf springs in it off the horse and buggy. So very cool. I love seeing this sort of stuff. It's just it's history just sitting here disintegrating. So it's very cool. And look, we even found a bottle. Oh dear, it's happening again to me. I don't know what it is with me lately. Have a look at this. Glass! We're just digging a target and we come across more bloody bottles. I said I was not going to look for bottles today. I meant it, but here they are. Bloody hell. We were just digging this target out. It looks like an old door lock to me, or a slider lock or something. So that was the target. I thought, there's a bit of glass in the hole. We better get looking. So we dug down deeper, and like I always do, I just sort of widen the hole, go down a little bit deeper, and just maybe widen it a little bit. And as you can see, we have so much glass coming out. We've even got this little bottle tucked in here. So let's see what he is. He is broken. Bugger. I said I wasn't going to look for bottles today though. How's that? We're hitting on them again already. Bloody hell. And the farmer's only just been in there with a tractor. See the runs up and down? The farmer's only just been in there with a tractor, and he's been basically superseding, planting seeds. So we better not go disturbing the ground too much. It's not really going to affect or matter, really. But, I mean, Don said, go for your life, mate. Dig away, just fill your holes in. It'll be fine. So look, what we'll do, we might just open up a little bit more. We're going to take all this glass with us, because whatever glass I find, always take with me. And basically, let's just see, for 5 minutes digging, what we can unearth. Now you can see these big shards of glass. These are not bottled glass, obviously. They're probably off the old window panes of the house. So, you know, I would have loved to have known what the house looked like for all 3 sites here. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I can see them from Google Earth there. I can see what they look like back in the 50s, but it's a horrible grainy image. Just basically gives you an idea where they were. Not really what they look like. So a bit of a shame, but anyway, a bit more digging in the Historical Society. I might even be able to come up with a picture, or maybe a family relative even has an old picture. You never know. Now here comes another one. Just a jar. But yeah, look, we're hitting on intact bottles, which is always good. I'm sure the deeper we go, the more intact and the older they'll get. So you see all the rust that's coming out in the hole too, that orangey sort of look. That's generally what I look for. So as I shovel down, if it still continues that orangey color and I'm still hearing the crunch of glass, basically you can see, once I dig away there, see that orange layer there? That's from the fire basically, and from all the rust in the hole. So they're burning stuff off over the years. And look, there's a bottle top. Probably a LiQWYD lemonade. No, it's a Kia Ora. There we go. Kia Ora, bro. Oh dear, why does this always happen to me? Come out looking for coins and relics, end up digging bloody big pits for bottles. I'm not complaining. I do love my bottles, but when I find these, I just can't help myself. You know, so some days I come out looking for coins and relics only because I don't want to go digging bottles. But anyway, oh geez. It is what it is. We'll just keep plodding along. As I said, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We've only got a few minutes left. And we will just mark this location and know where we are. And we'll come back and give it another stab another day. So, okay, she's getting out of hand. And I swear we've only been going for 5 minutes. No longer. Anyway, we've got another bottle. It's only a beery. Why does this always happen to me? I'm just laughing at myself as I'm digging down further and further, thinking I'd better change the name from Dig It Detecting to Bottle Detecting. Just keep coming. Oh, he's broken on the side. I wonder what all the cars driving past are thinking too. Look at that guy out there. What's he doing? Digging to China. If only they knew. If only they knew. Righto, I'm going to get him out now and we're going to dig that way, pick up all the glass. We're going to leave this. It's getting out of hand. Okay, that big brown beer bottle is nearly out. As you can see, he's just about to pop out, I'd reckon. So, however, we have a bit of a problem. We've found another bottle at the back. Uh-oh. That means I've got to dig him out too. So he's almost under here. We've got a bit of a ledge going under there. So if we, if we filled this in and just sort of dug straight down, we'd sort of attack him. But we might keep trying to go off and try and get him if we can. He's just hiding at the back there, see? I don't know what he is yet, but he's a rectangle bottle and they're normally cool. I like them. Righto, here he comes. We've got some blue and white china coming out of the hole too. It looks like, actually, the deeper we're getting here, it looks like the older we're getting. So, which is very nice. Oh, I don't think he was a beer bottle. So there you go. Righto, we're still going. Got some pretty glass coming out of the hole too. Guess who just called me? Old mate Brando. I'm doing a job for his partner on her car. She broke her alternator there on her car there the other week, so I've got to fix that, and the parts have just come in, so I'm doing that tomorrow by the looks. However, I said to Brandon, I said, guess what I am doing right now, Brandon? And he said, oh, what? Detecting? I said, no, I'm digging bottles, mate. And he's like, oh, I want to be out there digging with you too. And so he's coming out this weekend. We might make a return visit out here, and we might go bottle mad and dig as many as we can. So old mate Brandon can get involved in it too. So he loves his bottles, Brandon. I've stirred up a bug in him, as I said there the other week. He just wants to keep getting out and digging bottles now. Look at this pretty piece of china. Blue and white, nice. Yeah, I grew up with a lot of that at home. Mum and Dad have a lot of the blue and white china. So very cool, very cool. Righto, we've got this bottle coming out. He's ready to wiggle out. And here's a sauce bottle. An old Longmire. Whoa, I'm going to break him in a minute. Looks like an old Longmire, or possibly White Crow maybe. Oh no, he's a Rosella. He's a later Rosella. He probably 1940s, 50s. So there you go. There's got to be more in here, and there's got to be older stuff, because generally, as I said before, the deeper you go, the older these pits can get. So, which makes sense. Obviously, everything. Oh, that's a nice lid, isn't it? Very pretty. Makes sense. Everything older is going to be deeper, and then over the time, like, you know, they dig these massive, whopping big pits, and then they just start throwing stuff in them. So obviously, over time, the older stuff is buried to the bottom, and the newer stuff up the top. So look at all these plates coming out. Heaps of them. Heaps. We better go get a plastic container, I think, because this is getting out of hand. It's too much for too much for me to contend with just with the carry pouch here, that's for sure. So we'll go get a plastic container, and look, we've got probably another half hour or so, and we're going to get out of here anyway, so we better fill this back in. So just while I had this hole open, I thought it might be a good idea just to check how deep were they actually burying their rubbish. And look, you know, I sort of dug down that little bit further, and as you can see, it goes from this sort of black soil here, nice soil, and then you start pulling up this whitish sort of clay, and that is where it stops. They have not been digging down all that deep to bury their rubbish. As you can see there, you've got that orange, I'm sorry if it's hard to see, you've got that orangey layer there, and then it goes down into that whitey clay. So look, that's where it stops. They weren't burying their rubbish very deep here at all. So basically, that is good key example of what the other pits around here should look like. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I'm sure we'll hit on them though. I'm sure we will. Righto, we've got all our stuff in the car, all our broken bits and pieces, and as you can see, we filled the hole in. Yeah, I tell you what, if I didn't have the detector there and the grass wasn't all sort of dirty, if there was a rain shower that come along 10 minutes ago, you wouldn't even be able to tell that's where I was just digging. So that's the way I like to leave it, and as I said, we will be back soon. I'll mark that very strategically, and we'll try. Oh, there you go. We're right in line with this tree, and we're right in line with that acorn tree there. So there you go. There's a good way to mark it right there. Okay, we've got another hole opened up, and wouldn't you believe it, we've got another bottle, or multiple bottles actually, and this big old peg. It's huge. So anyway, we're going to get him out and we're going to move along. We're not going to dig down any further. Just want to get the intact ones out, so leave the rest for another day. Jesus, Johnson, they keep coming. Oh, this is getting beyond a bloody joke. Oh, it's crazy. They're not that old, but yeah, like I just went to dig down. I said I wasn't going to either. Just dug down that a little bit further, and got that white one out, and that white one out, this guy out, and there's still more down there. Of course, it's a bottle pit, but look, 213. I've literally got 10 more minutes left to dig, and I've got to get out of here. I'm about 20 minutes from home, and I still have to pick the boys up. So we might spend 5 minutes more digging, seeing as though we're not doing that well on the detector. We just keep finding glass. You know, I was just thinking, how bloody cool would it be to find a marble today in here? You know, there's probably a marble in this pit here somewhere. Whether we can find it, I don't know. But, you know, there'd be one here, I'm sure of it. There was kids here. So how cool would it be to snag a marble before we went home? And there's our next two culprits. So we're going to go for him. Him, the white one, and this little black guy here. Well, everything is so dirty. My phone's dirty, my hands are dirty, my shovel's dirty. It's crazy, crazy. Here he is, a little bottle. It looks like a, looks very similar to that one. Oh no, he's got some embossing. There you go. He's a Watkins, J.R. Watkins. Now, we got one of these last week. The J.R. Watkins Co. made in Australia. What a beautiful little bottle. Little medicine bottle by the looks. So I wish I had known what this guy was. He's a J.O.C. Connor, J.O. Connor bottle. So I dare say he was an aerated water company bottle. He's got a nice bit of age to him there. So anyway, we're still going down, and we are going down to this last bottle, very, very last bottle. And I really mean that, because we have to go. We're on a time limit today. We've got a few other nice little bottles out. This not to be taken guy, he's got some nice colouring, nice embossing. The old Rosella preserve jar, Rosella sauce, little perfume, and a few other items there. So look, we'll get this last one out, fill this hole in, and I am going to get back here again another day with old mate Brando, and get him to dig a few out, because I'm sure he'll love it. So who knows, might even get the father-in-law here, see if he wants to dig a few bottles. They're not all that old, however, we may still be getting down onto the older stuff. So very cool, very cool. I love it. Right, so there he is, or what's left of him. That's what come out of the hole, unfortunately. And you can see property of J.O. and Son Bendigo. So he would have been an aerated water bottle, same as that other, or yeah, probably part of that other guy, the back part. So that would have been the top front part. So yeah, look, real shame. Yeah, it is him. Look at that. A real shame. So anyway, nice old aerated water bottle. Unfortunately broken, so never mind. I'll show you something else cool we got out of there. Vegemite! Who's a happy little Vegemite now? I am. Okay, that is it. We are back out of the paddock now, and we've got all the wet weather gear off, and we've got the gate shut, so let's get home and clean up some of those items, and we'll give you a look at some of the stuff that we got out today. Okay, that is it. We've got you back at home now, and got you in the shed because the lighting is not the best. So we're going to run you through quickly what we got. We did not get too much stuff. We've got a lot to clean up. As you can see, we come home very, very muddy, very dirty. So we need to clean up all our gear. Look at the detector handle. Ew! There's stuff living on that, I swear. There's stuff growing on it. And even the wet weather gear, you know, like that's why I basically keep it with me. And the gum boots. It's winter time and you need that sort of stuff, and it's nice to be prepared. Like you've seen today, you know, I needed all that stuff, crossing that little stream and working through the mud. So basically always good to carry on you. So basically that's some of the items that we dug. Metal detecting, some big brass items, some lead, some tin. We even got an old horseshoe. Nothing too special there. So anyway, we'll take you through to our few finds with the metal detector, a few good finds, and it's these coins here. So we've got the 1929 Commonwealth penny in the middle, and the 2 Roo pennies on each side. You wouldn't even know they're kangaroo pennies. They're that well corroded. So look, he's the best, and we were trying to use the detector today, mostly. You know, our aim was not really to go off digging for bottles. However, I don't know what it is lately, but that's just, you know, I seem to be like hunting the glass, you know, or a magnet for the glass. So seems like everywhere I dig lately, every site, I'm just coming across bottles. So anyway, we will show you what we've got here. We're going a quick clean up, and look, all these bottles that are coming from this site, as you can see, they're all coming out in very, very nice condition. So whatever's not broken, that is. Just a light scrub up under the tap, because they've just got dirt on them, really. There's no rusty stains or you know, like sun-baked stains inside. They're, you know, I've dug some sites in the past, and the bottles that are coming out, God, you know, you might spend 15, 20 minutes, half an hour even, just scrubbing one bottle, trying to get it clean on the outside and the inside. Whereas these, you know, just with a quick rinse and a quick wash under the tap, they're pretty much coming out really, really nice. So like this Rosella preserving jar, beautiful, and look, they're not all that old, as I stated. They're not all that old. They're probably, you know, some of these are going up to the 1950s even. So I'd sort of put these around the 1930s or 20s to 50s. Like this is a later Rosella preserve sauce jar. But you know, like, they're not all that old, but it doesn't matter to me. Who does not love finding intact bottles? So I know I do, especially these old Vegemite jars. Now, I don't have any of these yet. I've got a few other similar jars, but nothing with Vegemite stamped on the base. So that is really cool, even this one here is an SHF, and we've even got a little Vegemite. I'm trying to get the light to focus right there for you, so you can see there, another little Vegemite. So very, very cool. And you can see both companies were using the same jars, same size jars, same type jars. So we also had the lid. You're seeing him. Once it focuses, it's not going to, I'll bring you back out there. And we also had this other lid container, nice little glass topper sort of thing, whatever you call it, I don't know. But look, everything that you find in these dumps has generally got a chip or a crack or something missing out of them. You know, that's why they were discarding them in the first place. So, but still nice to find, including this little figurine here. You can see the little shoes, little slippers, and the little legs and the basket. And she's got her arm tucked around the basket there, carrying it. She's missing her head, so I'd say that was a little figurine of a little girl carrying a basket or something. Very cool though, very cool. It just had me intrigued, so I had to put him in the pouch and bring him home and clean him up, so see what he was. So, and he turned out to be a she. So anyway guys, that's about it for us today. We are going to do a wrap up and basically try and get back out very, very soon. I've got a few mechanic jobs to do in the next few days, which is good because as I mentioned, it's just going to be rain for the next few days. So not ideal weather for detecting or basically getting out and digging for any bottles. So that's about it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. Follow my finds for future, and we've got a really exciting permission to get to. I've got to make contact with the owner this week, and I'm sure we'll get permission, no worries. And once again, we'll probably be doing a little bit of bottle hunting, as well as a lot of coin and relic hunting with the detector, because this old site dates back quite a way, and it's got a lot of good history. I'm just still researching on it now. However, what I've read already it's amazing. It's amazing. I can only imagine what is sitting there waiting for us to unearth and learn from, and basically understand that site too. So, and then show the owners, because the owners are most keen to see how I go there. So anyway, as I said, hit that like and subscribe button below. Follow my finds for future. And remember guys, think lucky, dig clean, and happy hunting. We'll see you next time.